Hello friends, in last two videos we discussed about the two important physiographical division of India. Now let us continue this session with some another physiographical division of India. Let us begin with the another important physiographical division of India, and that is the Peninsula region. My friend, this Indian peninsula is lying to the south of North Indian plains. Its average area near about 5 lakh square kilometer, and the general elevation is approximately 600 meter. My friend, this entire region is tapering towards the north, towards the south, sorry, Indian Ocean. It is the peninsula region and it consists many of the plateau and hilly regions. The Aravalli is one of the most important uh, plateau region or hilly region that we can see. That hilly region located towards the northwestern side of this region, and towards northern side there is two important mountain ranges, Mahadev and Michael mountain ranges, and towards east there is a eastern ghat, and towards west there is a western ghat. And this entire area that we can see, it includes a series of plateau bordering the plains, Vindhya and Satpura ranges as well. So in all we can see this entire hilly regions are there, which is bordered, and in between we can find the Mount Peninsula region as well. In all, we can see the Indian peninsula, that peninsula lies to the southern part of India, and it border to the northern side. There is the northwest, there is Aravalli Mountains. The northern side is been bordered by Mahadev and Michael hilly ranges, eastern ghat towards east, western ghat towards west. And the general elevation of this plateau region is near about 600 meters. Now, the next, another important physiographical division of India, and that is the coastal plains. Now, my friend, as we cross the Western Ghat and the Eastern Ghat, there is a small strips of the plains, and that small strips of the plains is known as Eastern Plains, Eastern Coastal Plains, and Western Coastal Plain. So let us see the first, uh, the coastal plain. That first, when you're talking about the coastal plain, as we know that we have India is blessed by near about 7,500 kilometer coastline, and that all coastline is not same or similar. It has a great variation, particularly the eastern coastal line or the western coastal lines, and because of that eastern coastal plains, it has a different characteristics, whereas the western coastal plain, it has their own characteristics and identity. And we are making our attention separately. Let us see first the western coastal plains. My friends, western coastal plains or the western coastal plains border the Arabian Sea to the west and the Western Ghat to the east. And in between these two land masses, there is a small strips, and that small strips is known as western coastal plains. These western coastal plains, it's when you're talking about the characteristics of the western coastal plains, the width is very low or very less. We may find sometime it's a 25 to 30 kilometer only, and that is the one characteristics. The another characteristics that we can see, these western coastal plains is a bordered by a rocky coastal area. This area is not a plain, or the coastal plains that we can see, it is not a plain. It is a rocky, and that is why we can see another characteristics of the western coastal plain, that is the coast is a rocky. And next, the river which originate in the western Ghat and moving towards the Arabian Sea, they are short and swift, and they do not create deltas here. Why? Because they are flowing very fast, and they are flowing from the rocky region. That is why the sedimentation, the presence of the sedimentation is quite low here, and they do not deposit anything to the coast. Directly they join the Arabian Sea, and that they flow very fastly, and that is why there is no single delta region we may find at the western coastal plains. But these river found the estuaries, they create the estuaries. So this is the important part of the western coastal plains. These are some of the characteristics of the western coastal plain. Now let us move towards the eastern coastal plains. My friend, eastern coastal plains lies to the eastern side of the Eastern Ghat, and it is in between Bay of Bengal and Eastern Ghat. When we talk about eastern coastal plain, the eastern coastal plains is formed due to the depositional work of the rivers. Most of the rivers which originate in the western Ghat and move towards the eastern coast, and they are long, and when they come towards the Bay of Bengal, there we find their velocity of a flowing, flowing velocity is reduced, and that is why they deposit a lot of sedimentation in the eastern coastal plains, and that is why they create delta there. We may find Godavari, Kaveri, and Krishna. These rivers also created deltas here. So the delta, we may find delta only in the eastern coastal plains. So that is important. Another important characteristics of the eastern coastal plains. So this is the eastern coastal plain and western coastal plains. Today we discuss about the two important physiographical division of India. First, Peninsula region, and second one, the coastal plains. Peninsula is lying to the south of the North Indian plains. It is bordered by various hills and mountains. That is, towards the northwest there is Aravalli, and towards north Mahadev Michael, then Eastern Ghat and Western Ghats, and is tapering towards the south. And the general elevation of the peninsula is 600 meter. Where the another important physiographical division that we discuss, and that is the coastal plains. Coastal plains, it means the two sides. We know that the eastern coastal plain and western coastal plains, and they have their own characteristics. For example, western coastal plain is a rocky. The river which flowing, they do not create any delta there. They create estuaries, and the entire coastal plain is we may find the thickness or the width of the plain is quite low. Whereas eastern coastal plain, it's a delta region. River is flowing with a low velocity, and all rivers they created delta. So that is the characteristics of the eastern coastal plain. In the next video, we discuss about the island, the group of islands. Thank you.